Hello, Memorial football fans. I'm Charles Strayer, and welcome on in to week 4 of our Sideline Snapshot series. We're going to go over the game against Stevens Point, as well as previewing our return to Carson Park when we face off against the Marshfield Tigers this Friday. Let's get started. So, unfortunately, on the road, we lost to Stevens Point 6-40. And there were a lot of things to take away from that game. Most notably, we had an excellent first quarter, particularly where defense was concerned. We were seeing a lot of aggression on the defensive end, stalling drives, making sure Stevens Point wasn't getting anything going in the air, keeping that ground game to a minimum. It was really good to see and definitely speaks to practice. There's definitely been a lot of emphasis on that recently, and there was marked improvement defensively in the first quarter. However, they caught up with us where we were unable to really get anything in the passing attack going. We only had 70 yards in passing yards this past Friday, and that really spoke to we were letting the defense be on the field a little too much, and Stevens Point most certainly took advantage, posting up a touchdown right at the end of the first quarter, and then had 3 more scores in that first half alone. And from there, we were really unable to regain our footing. I think something not to go unmissed is Ben Strayer's performance. Junior Ben Strayer had an excellent game, 11 total tackles. That's just behind Zach Higdon, who had 14, led the team last week. He had an interception deep in the red zone, which stalled an important SPASH drive, gave us a little bit of a chance there. And additionally, he held the mighty Charlie Belson to 0 receptions downfield. Belson only recorded 1 reception for -1 yards. We were definitely looking out for him, and despite the shortcomings on defense as a whole, Belson was really unable to get anything going, in large part due to Ben Strayer's effort. So an excellent game from him there. So in terms of record, Marshfield is also sitting at 0-3 to start the season. Now, something that struck me as interesting when looking at their first 3 games was that they went toe-to-toe with the New Richmond Tigers, our old conference rival, in a 6-7 game. They ended up losing by a single point, and New Richmond went on to defeat North 35-7, and our old friends Chi High 32-7. So how did such a great team nearly lose to Marshfield? And it seems like the answer may be almost as simple as Brooks Hison. Stelrecht, the junior quarterback for the Tigers, he has 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions on the season. 2 of those interceptions came in that Marshfield game in their home opener, and none other than Brooks Hison was the one to take it away. All 3 interceptions from the Marshfield secondary thus far are attributed to Hison. So this guy is definitely going to be a threat on both sides of the ball. Should we contain Hison, we'll be able to contain that entire offense. And Gunlock, especially from the shotgun, is going to have to be wary of where he is on the field at all times. So the returning talent, if Clark is able to return, we've got Strayer, who's, like we said, up and coming. Ferguson doing an excellent job. We got Neff, Arndorfer, Lorcher. All those guys, we need to be able to not only target Ferguson, but get some of those guys reps, because Hison, despite an impressive start to the season, he can only be in one place at once. So making sure that we've got a handle on him will be far and away one of the biggest steps in taking down the Tigers this Friday. So just to wrap it all up here, I think what's super important to remember going into week 4 is that, like we said earlier, the worst is arguably behind us. These were 3 extremely tough teams, and 2 of them, you got to remember, they were non-conference. So we're only really 0-1 from a conference standpoint, and that's super important because those games can definitely be positive things in the long run, so long as we learn from our mistakes. I think in practice, that's definitely shining through, in the aftermath of the Chippewa Falls game, seeing a lot of tackling drills, a lot of defensive-minded stuff, And that's really good to see because I think the coaching and the players as well, by extension, are really focusing on, what went wrong, why did the game get out of hand, and how are we going to rectify that for future games. And not to mention, we've seen a good amount of positive things too. It hasn't all been gloom here. We've seen an excellent first half against Hudson, very contentious. We had 2 drives in particular that held immense promise in Stevens Point. One unfortunately cut short by a turnover, but very positive things nonetheless. It's going to be a matter of, can we build off of, that fast tempo offense? When it clicks, it clicks. So if we can maintain that tempo on offense in general, and then additionally, just learn from our mistakes on defense. We've had plenty of time. We've seen some of the best we're going to see this season. So can we use what they've given us and apply that to the Tigers? And that's going to be the question on all of our minds here at Carson Park. But the Tigers are a manageable opponent, and I think these Abes are ready for a win. So make sure to come on down to Carson Park. We've got our excellent marching band making an appearance, so don't miss that at halftime either. Thank you for watching, and as always, go Abes.
Hi everybody, I'm Aidan Rickert, Eagle Eyes, Other Guy. If you're interested in more MHS sports content, be sure to check out our TikTok, Instagram, and check out some of the other videos on our YouTube channel. And while you're at it, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more. Go Abes!